So the narrative, I keep talking about the narrative of your life, or the narrative of my life, actually. But the narrative, the storyline, the plot. I was in a conversation last night, and something was said to me that provoked a thought about my narrative. And probably over the last month, I had said, oh, okay, God, okay, I get it. So you want me to go back to this narrative. You want me to go back to kind of the original plan for my life and all this other stuff. And okay, great, cool, makes sense. But somebody pointed out something, and they didn't ask it, but they said, but you said you want thus and such. And I said, well, dang, I did say that in my head. And this particular thing is something I've been on the fence with for years. And I've been on the fence with it because of fear, maybe this particular thing that I want. But the conversation made me go, huh. Am I really dead set on wanting it, or am I still on the fence? And not only that, but also, is this something that I'm willing to compromise on? Is it something I'm willing to compromise on? So my grandmother told me, and I may have this on tape, I'm not sure, but I asked her, like, what was it about you and Granddaddy? Like, how did y'all, 50 years? Like, how did y'all manage that? How did y'all make that happen? Like, it took some work, obviously. And I think that may have been one of the phrases she said, that it took some work. But the concept, or the gist of what she gave me was, it's a lot of give and take. It's a lot of compromise. Okay. So, I guess my whole point is, when it comes down to your narrative, what are you willing to compromise on? What are the things you're dead set on? You won't budge for nothing, for nobody. It don't matter. But what are those things in your narrative, in your dream, the things that you want to see happen in your life? What are some of those things that you are willing to compromise on? Willing to let go of? Willing to say, well, the trade-off actually might be pretty good. So wait a minute. Okay, so wait a minute. Hold up. So if I let go of this, I get this. Wait a minute. So if I give up that part of the dream, or that part of the narrative, I can have this. Those are the questions you got to ask yourself. Those are the questions I have to ask myself. Because I'm at a point in life where, one, it needs to be somewhat clearly defined. Because if it's not clearly defined, it don't make no sense. And if it don't make no sense, you're not going to get anything done. It's got to make sense. So, what are some of those things that you're willing to compromise? And let me add, what is justifiably compromisable? Is that a word, compromisable? What can you justifiably compromise? What are you willing to justifiably compromise in your life? And I say that because there are situations that they're going to require it, that you might actually have to compromise something. You take people, for instance, who have children, and they end up choosing their kids over a career, or they choose their kids over something else, because they felt like the trade-off of the compromise was justifiable and worth it. The trade-off was worth it. So It's something to think about. I'm just throwing this out there. As I explore the narrative for my life, my hope would be each of us are exploring, like, okay, God, what do you want from me? What do you want from me in this life? What is my purpose? And how does it all fit? How does it all fit? That's the thing. How does it all fit? But you have to ask yourself those questions. And you have to have those come to Jesus meetings. And so do I.